Okay, Jean, we should be live now.
Okay, there's quite a few council members that are missing, so I'm hoping they realize they have to re-click on the Zoom link.
All right, Jean, I'm back.
Okay, good. I do not see Ms. Baker or Mr. Schron yet.
Jack's going to join in a second. He was utilizing the wrong link.
Is someone able to text Nan, see if she needs assistance?
I'm doing that now.
Thank you. So. Council members, at this time, we are streaming live on YouTube, so we should be getting started momentarily. We do have several persons who we sent a Zoom link to. There are only 4 items actually that are for consideration for adoption by council today. So if you have questions regarding those 4 items, we have folks from the administration who are here to answer them if need be.
Well, Jean, I think perhaps we should begin.
Okay,
Our friends, I'm sure, will be along soon.
okay.
Calling to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, September the 15th, 2020. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling the roll, Ms. Simon,
I'm here.
Ms. Baker. Ms. Baker's absent at the moment. Mr. Miller,
Here.
Mr. Tuma,
Here.
Mr. Gallagher,
Here.
Mr. Schron. Mr. Schron's absent at the moment. Ms. Conwell,
Present.
Mr. Jones,
Here.
Ms. Brown, Ms. Stevens,
Present.
and Council President Brady.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Do we have any public comment for the regular council meeting, Madam Clerk?
Mr. President, Ms. Lou had submitted a comment via email, and she actually copied all of you. So I saved it for the record, and you should all have her comments.
All right,
And
thank
that's
you
it.
thank you
Mhm.
very much. I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes for August the 4th, 2020 Committee of the Whole and August the 4th, 2020 regular meeting.
So moved, Simon.
And- Okay, been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the minutes have been approved. Just a few words. Welcome back to the new normal. I can't believe it's been 6 months. I really do miss everybody. I miss the interaction, the ability to have the conversations in person. I had hoped and certainly believed 6 months ago that we would be back in the building. It's ready for us, and we'll be taking a look at it month by month. But at this point, the conditions have not really changed sufficiently to convince me, at least, that that we should go back in. But I really sure wish we could. Having said that, I believe the county executive, do you have comments today?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Am I off mute? Can never tell.
Yes.
Thanks. It's good to see all of you again. I echo the president's remarks. I hope you had a nice break. We've been working hard while you've been away, and I want to thank you all for passing the emergency legislation that enabled us to continue to address the pandemic and the economic crises by working with President Brady and council staff. I thought I'd talk today a bit about CARES. We've spent a significant portion of our allotment to protect the health and safety of the public and our employees, and to provide economic help to individuals, businesses, and organizations in crisis. For example, we've collected and distributed about 7 million items of PPE to first responders, healthcare providers, homeless shelters, jail personnel, and many others. With your approvals, we're making upgrades to county buildings to make them safe for workers and the public. We're conducting virtual job fairs, providing hazard pay to employees, supporting small businesses, helping renters avoid eviction, providing testing in underserved areas, getting hotel rooms for homeless people, helping students and families connect to the internet, and lots more. We're still looking at a deep budget hole for this year, next year, and possibly beyond. We're hoping to receive help from Congress for our lost revenues, but so far there's no help coming. We've been lobbying actively, our federal representatives on our own, with other large Ohio counties, and with the CCAO, the County Commissioners Association. We've asked for 3 considerations: more money, flexibility to use funds for revenue replacement, and more time beyond the end of this year to use the funds. Unfortunately, the House, Senate, and White House are at an impasse. The original law provided that CARES money could not be used to pay for previously budgeted expenses. Subsequent guidance said that CARES funds could be used for budgeted costs that were substantially dedicated to addressing COVID when the work was for different activities than what had been planned for in the budget. Then the guidance came out, another guidance said that we could presume that public safety and health employees are substantially dedicated to addressing COVID. And just last week, a guidance was issued saying that we could presume that costs for corrections officers, detention officers, and sheriff deputies could be covered by COVID dollars. That was really huge. But here's the but. Then the Treasury Inspector General issued a conflicting guidance, making it very difficult to use CARES for those costs. So right now, the conflicting guidances have created a lot of confusion for the use of CARES dollars, not just for our county, but around the country. And the ultimate decision will have a tremendous impact on our resources and our budget. So we'll keep you informed as more information comes available, and I just hope it'll be soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Item number 9, legislation introduced by council. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee. And folks, most of this meeting is going to be referring legislation to committee. So just be patient. Madam Clerk.
Okay, Mr. President, I'd like to note that unless there are any objections, Council Rule 9C allows me to read the items that are very similar in by abbreviated titles. So therefore, I'm going to read into the record item number 1, and then items number 2 through 6 will be read into the record by their abbreviated title. The first item is resolution number 2020-0168, supporting an application for funding under the Clean Ohio Fund Green Space Conservation Program available through the Ohio Public Works Commission on behalf of City of Middleburg Heights for conservation of ecologically significant areas in the Baldwin Creek Preserve in the City of Middleburg Heights.
And this will be referred to environment and sustainability.
Resolution number 2020-0169, supporting an application for funding for conservation of ecologically significant areas in Baldwin Creek Greenway in the cities of North Royalton and Parma.
This will also go to environment and sustainability.
Resolution number 2020-0170, supporting an application for funding for conservation of ecologically significant areas in the Big Creek, Stickney Creek Greenway in the city of Brooklyn.
This will be referred to environment and sustainability.
Resolution number 2020-0171, supporting an application for funding for conservation of ecologically significant areas in Garden of 11 Angels in the city of Cleveland.
This will also go to environment and sustainability.
Resolution number 2020-0172, supporting an application for funding for conservation of ecologically significant areas in Seven Hills Preserve in the city of Seven Hills.
This will go to environment.
And resolution number 2020-0173, supporting an application for funding for conservation of ecologically significant areas in West Creek Greenway expansion in the city of Parma.
And this will also go to environment. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rule.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2020-0174, amending the 2020-2021 biennial operating budget for 2020 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations for appropriation transfers and for cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved
Mr.
and-
President,
Yes.
my colleagues, this resolution is the regular fiscal agenda of budget amendments. Questions have been directed to OBM and the answers sent to all members. Most items are for appropriation of grants and to cover several relatively small amounts in county trade personnel costs for various projects. However, the following items are notable. There is an additional $375,000 appropriated for legal settlements. There is a transfer from the general fund of $15,703,000 to pay for county hotel debt service. This was discussed at the second quarter review. A large share of this had to be subsidized by the general fund because of COVID-19 revenue impacts. We are transferring an additional $1,027,000 to cover general fund obligation bond retirement, as these costs came in higher than expected. There are routine cash transfers from the Health and Human Services Levy Fund totaling $53,860,000 to cover budgeted health and human services programs. The general fund is receiving reimbursement of $1,197,000 from the parking garage fund to reimburse the general fund for debt service payments per the schedule that was worked out at the time that this project was implemented. I recommend and request approval on first reading suspension.
Thank you, Councilman. Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0175, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, representing approximately 125 employees in the classification of Protective Services Officer at the Sheriff's Department for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2020, to amend the terms of bereavement and to modify Article 47, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded. This was discussed in the executive committee meeting. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Mr. President, just for the audio record of this meeting, I just would like to point out that Mr. Schron and Ms. Baker have both entered the meeting a little while ago.
Thank you.
The first item is resolution number 2020-0176, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Grace Galucci to serve on the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for the term July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2023.
This will be referred to Human Resources and Appointments.
Resolution number 2020-0177, confirming the county executive's appointment of Janetta McGowan to serve on the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term April 1, 2020 through March 31, 2023.
This will also be referred to HR and Appointments.
Resolution number 2020-0178, confirming the county executive's appointment of Marie Lee Santiago to serve on the Cuyahoga County Division of Children and Family Services Advisory Board for an unexpired term ending February 28, 2023.
And this will go to Appointments.
Resolution number 2020-0179, confirming the county executive's appointment of Monica Busum to serve on the Cuyahoga County Natural Resources Assistance Council for the term October 15, 2020 through October 14, 2023.
This will go to Appointments.
Resolution number 2020-0180, confirming the county executive's appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Metro Health System Board of Trustees for various terms as printed on the agenda.
Let's also go to HR and Appointments.
Resolution number 2020-0181, authorizing the transfer of real property located at Crocker Road and Schwartz Road, permanent parcel number 216-10012 to the City of Westlake, authorizing the county executive to execute the quitclaim deed and all other documents consistent with this resolution.
And this will go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2020-0182, making an award on requisition number 48165 to Fabrizi Recycling Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $2,936,167 for the 2020 sewer rehabilitation program in various county sewer districts for the period October 1, 2020 through September 30, 2022.
This will also be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2020-0183, making awards on requisition number 45955 to various contractors in the total amount not to exceed $1,500,000 for on-call heavy construction services for road and bridge repairs and maintenance for the period September 16, 2020 through September 15, 2023 to the contractors and in the approximate amount reasonably anticipated to be as printed on the agenda.
This will also be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2020-0184, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1500-266 with HH Golden Gate for lease of office space in Golden Gate Shopping Center located at 6420 Mayfield Road, Mayfield Heights, for the period October 1, 2015 through September 30, 2020, to exercise an option to extend the time period to December 31, 2025, to change the terms effective October 1, 2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $536,361.72.
Also, we'll go to Public Works.
Mr. President, the next item is another series of abbreviated titles, if there are still no objections, for all the issuance and sale of these refunding bonds. I will read into the record item number 10 and then proceed with items 11 through 21. We'll read by the abbreviated title. Resolution number 2020-0185, providing for the issuance and sale of one or more series of bonds and a maximum aggregate principal amount of $16,275,000 to refund at a lower interest cost all or a portion of the $15,770,000 of the county's outstanding capital improvement and refunding bonds, Series 2012A and Series 2012B, that are stated to mature on December 1 in each of the years from 2021 through 2024, all of which were issued as a part of a consolidated issue of capital improvement and refunding bonds, Series 2012, dated as of December 13, 2012, to provide funds to pay for acquiring, constructing, adding to, remodeling, renovating, rehabilitating, furnishing, equipping, and otherwise improving buildings, facilities, and structures for county offices and functions, and acquiring, improving, and equipping sites for such buildings, facilities, and structures in each case, together with all necessary appurtenances and work incidental thereto.
So we referred to Finance and Budgeting Committee.
Resolution number 2020-0186, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $2,435,000 to refund at a lower interest cost, to provide funds to pay the county's portion of the cost of acquiring, constructing, adding to, remodeling, renovating, rehabilitating, furnishing, equipping, and otherwise improving county jail, correctional, and juvenile detention facilities, and acquiring and improving sites for those facilities.
This will also be referred to Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0187, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $470,000 to refund at a lower interest cost, to provide funds to pay the county's portion of the cost of improving Orange Place in cooperation with the municipality of Orange Village by grading, draining, curbing, paving, and constructing sidewalks, storm and sanitary sewers, and water lines.
Refer to Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0188, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $135,000 to refund at a lower interest cost, to provide funds to pay the property owner's portion of the cost of constructing county improvement number 1460, Phase 1, being water lines and 5 roads in County Sewer District number 14 in Olmsted Township.
Refer to Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0189, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $55,000 to refund at a lower interest cost, to provide funds to pay the property owner's portion of the cost of constructing county improvement number 1460, Phase 2, a 12-inch water line and appurtenances in Sharp Road from Sprague Road to Shady Road in County Sewer District number 14 in Olmsted Township.
Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0190, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $40,000 to refund at a lower interest cost, to provide funds to pay the property owner's portion of the cost of constructing county water improvement number 2300 in County Sewer District number 23 in Chagrin Falls Township.
Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0191, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $685,000 to refund at a lower interest cost, to provide funds to pay the county's contribution to the acquisition and equipping of the Village of Highland Hills Municipal Building and the renovation and construction and reconstruction of improvements thereto.
Mr. Miller, I'm going to send this over to you. Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0192, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $32,670,000 to refund at a lower interest cost to provide funds to pay the costs of constructing, adding to, remodeling, renovating, rehabilitating, furnishing, equipping, and otherwise improving buildings, facilities, and structures for county offices and functions, and improving and equipping sites for such buildings, facilities, and structures.
Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0193, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $17,555,000 to refund at a lower interest cost to provide funds to pay the costs of constructing, adding to, remodeling, renovating, rehabilitating, furnishing, equipping, and otherwise improving county jail, correctional, and juvenile detention facilities and improving sites for those facilities.
Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0194, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $300,000 to refund at a lower interest cost to provide funds to pay costs of acquiring radios and other communications equipment, together with all necessary appurtenances for use in carrying out functions of the Sheriff's Department.
Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0195, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $225,000 to refund at a lower interest cost to provide funds to pay costs of improving the county fairgrounds by acquiring, constructing, and installing a wind turbine and related equipment to provide electric power to the fairgrounds.
Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0196, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $215,000 to refund at a lower interest cost to provide funds to pay costs of reconstructing, resurfacing, and otherwise improving and equipping runways at the county airport.
Finance.
Mr. President, at this time, this one looks similar, but it is not the same, and therefore the law director has directed me to read the full item of the title into the record for this. Resolution number 2020-0197, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in a maximum aggregate principal amount of $51,875,000 to advance refund at a lower aggregate interest cost, all or a portion of the $41,005,000 of the county's outstanding various purpose sales tax revenue bonds, Series 2014A, dated as of December 17, 2014, that are stated to mature on December 1, 2029, and on December 1 in each of the years from 2032 through 2035. All of which were issued to provide funds to pay the cost of constructing, maintaining, expanding, refurbishing, renovating, upgrading, improving, furnishing, and equipping various county buildings and refunding certain bonds previously issued, in each case together with the necessary appurtenances and work incidental thereto.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Madam Clerk. We're going to refer this to Finance and Budgeting Committee.
Resolution number 2020-0198, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1500-235 with N. Harris Computer Corporation for software implementation services for the real property tax system for the period October 1, 2015 through September 30, 2020, to extend the time period to December 31, 2022, to change the terms effective October 1, 2020. No additional funds required.
And we'll refer this to Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0199, authorizing amendments to contracts with various providers for the Propel Cuyahoga Workforce Services Program for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020, to extend the time period to June 30, 2021, to change the terms effective March 9, 2020, and for additional funds with the providers as printed on the agenda.
Refer this to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2020-0200, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for expansion of universal pre-kindergarten in Cuyahoga County for the period August 1, 2017 through July 31, 2020, to extend the time period to July 31, 2021, and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $3,188,462.
This will go to education.
On your agenda, moving to page 15. Resolution number 2020-0201, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for universal pre-kindergarten in Cuyahoga County for the period August 1, 2018 through July 31, 2020, to extend the time period to July 31, 2021, and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $4,109,055. The providers is printed on the agenda.
Education.
Moving to page 17, item number 27. Resolution number 2020-0202, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1800-489 with Child Care Resource Center of Cuyahoga County Incorporated, doing business as Starting Point for management, administration, and implementation of various support services for the Universal Pre-Kindergarten Program for the period January 1, 2019 through July 31, 2020, to extend the time period to July 31, 2021, to change the scope of services and the terms effective April 1, 2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,863,724.
And this will go to education. Madam Clerk, you want to take a breather?
A little drink might help.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right, resolution number 2020-0203, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1700-229 with Mental Health Services for Homeless Persons Incorporated, doing business as Frontline Service for coordinated intake and assessment services for homeless individuals and families for the period January 1, 2018 through August 31, 2020. To extend the time period to December 31, 2021, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $800,000.
Go to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2020-0204, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 17066 with Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry for emergency shelter services for single adults at the Men's Emergency Shelter located at 2100 Lakeside Avenue, Cleveland, and coordination of overflow shelter services at various locations for the period May 1, 2017 through December 31, 2020, to change the scope of services effective September 29, 2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $3,627,924.
Let's go to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2020-0205, making an award on requisition number 47422 to Enterprise Community Partners Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $600,000 for a justice housing plan and implementation strategy for the period September 30, 2020 through December 31, 2022.
We'll go to Public Safety.
Resolution number 2020-0206, making an award on requisition number 00089 to Celex ES Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $823,236.96 for the fixed automated license plate recognition expansion project for the period September 15, 2020 through November 30, 2023.
Public Safety.
Resolution number 2020-0207, authorizing a revenue generating agreement with City of Cleveland, Cleveland Municipal Court, in the amount not to exceed $2,237,350 for legal services for indigent persons for the period January 1, 2020 through December 31, 2020.
Public Safety and Justice Affairs.
Resolution number 2020-0208, authorizing an amendment to agreement number AG 15004 with Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for the Adult Probation Substance Abuse Residential Treatment Program for the period January 1, 2015 through June 30, 2020, to extend the time period to June 30, 2022, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,200,000.
This will be referred to public safety. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2020-0158, approving proposed amendments to the subdivision plating rules for the unincorporated areas of Cuyahoga County.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Moved.
Mr. President, this piece of legislation was referred to Public Works Committee and heard on July 15th, 2020. This is a requirement under the Ohio Revised Code 711.10 that all unincorporated areas must have their plating rules approved. ORC permits the proposed changes to be discussed by our planning commission, including public hearings, but it requires formal adoption by the county thereafter. And this was heard by the Administrative Rules Board meeting on August 18, 2020. And there was a presentation before the council committee meeting by Mr. Hewitt of the Planning Commission. And it's my understanding that the Administrative Rules Board did meet and reviewed the proposed changes, and members of the planning commission, including Mr. Hewitt, presented for the review among the board members, and the requested changes were unanimously approved by the Administrative Rules Board. And therefore I'd ask for approval of this on third reading.
Thank you, Councilman. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0159, authorizing a contract with Court Community Service Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $555,000 for court community placement and supervision services for probationers referred by the court in connection with the Community Works Service Placement and Supervision Program for the period January 1, 2021 through December 31, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this was heard, it seems many moons ago in committee. This is an extension. They were actually early on this, which we appreciate. And the committee unanimously moved this forward to be extended.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Miscellaneous committee reports. Jump
Mr.
in
President.
anywhere.
My colleagues, Finance and Budgeting Committee will meet at our regularly scheduled time on Monday, September 21st at 1 p.m. to hear all of the legislation that was referred today and for an update on the Harris property tax project. We will also meet at our following regular time on Monday, October 5th at 1 p.m. for our next administration update on the ERP project. And Committee of the Whole will meet on Thursday, October 8th at 1 p.m. for our next presentation from our ERP consultant, Zig Bersons. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Miss-
Anybody else?
Okay. Colleague Brown first.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman Simon. The Human Resource Appointment and Equity Committee meeting will meet at its regular scheduled time of Tuesday, September 22nd. That meeting might go into the 23rd, given all of the items that has been referred. No, I'm just the 22nd at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Sunny, Education Environment will meet at 3 o'clock next Wednesday, the 23rd, our regular time to hear a number of items, and we may go into the next day, Thursday, the 24th. Just kidding.
President, Public Works will be meeting on its regularly scheduled time on the 23rd at 10 a.m.
Community Development will meet at our regularly scheduled time for a presentation from Marsha Egbert regarding lead abatement.
Mr. President, Health and Human Services, regular time on Wednesday, September 23rd at 1 p.m.
Safety Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
All right, I guess that's it.
Mr. President, the Council Operation Interim Relations Reconciliation will meet next Tuesday, September 22nd at 3 o'clock. Here is my own members.
All right. Well, listen, it's good to have everybody back. Looks like we've got an awful lot of committee work coming up here. So I'll see you then. If there's no further business before the
Mr.
council.
President,
Yes, Councilman Miller.
I have a brief item of miscellaneous business, if I might.
Sure.
And I would just like to note with sadness the untimely passing of Billy Osborne Fears, the director of Starting Point. The work that she has done over the years on behalf of children is legendary, and I particularly know that she ran the consulting program that helped hundreds of childcare providers to improve the quality of services. So I just wanted to express the condolences publicly. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, with that, we will adjourn.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.